Hello everyone, welcome back to GCE eConnect, subject Operations Research, Module 5, and this is lecture 3. So, prior to this lecture, that is a lecture on game theory, so far we have discussed about what is game theory or also called as competitive strategies, what are its characteristics, what is the game model, and few important definitions or terminologies with respect to game theory and also few examples, simple examples of uh, those important terminologies or definitions. That is what is a zero sum game, two-person zero sum game, and so on. Right. So in today's lecture, we'll be covering aspects of what are the different rules of game theory, then what is a saddle point, what is maximum and minimax principle. So before that, a quick recap of where we stopped in the previous lecture, right? We discussed about what is a game theory, competitive situations, and under game theory, we discussed about its characteristics, different game models, uh, predominantly two types: pure strategy and mixed strategy. Under what is a pure strategy, we learned what are mixed strategies. Basically, pure strategies, we have uh, a the decision rule to always select a particular course of action. The course of action is very particular, it's very pure, but in the mixed strategies it is mostly the probability distribution. Saddle point is another example of a pure strategy, and with respect to mixed strategy, there is example like 2 by 2 strategic game, uh, arithmetic method. Then also we have graphical method for 2 by n or 2 by m strategy game, and for m by n strategy game we have linear programming method. So in today's lecture we'll be learning about the rules of game theory, saddle point, that is the pure strategy, and also about maximum and minimax principle, right? Okay. So yeah, again, under the classification of game theory, we discuss about two-person game, a zero-sum game, non-zero sum game, a pure strategy game. Pure strategy, a game in which the best strategy for each player is to be play one strategy throughout the game, right? So in other terms, it is the decision rule to always select a particular course of action, and it is usually represented by a number. It can be the movement or a choice or a strategy, right? That is a number with which the course of action is associated. And mixed strategy is a game in which each player employs a different strategy at different times in game, which is actually a probability distribution, right? Okay, to start with rules of game theory, there are three rules in game theory. That is, look rule 1 is look for a pure strategy, that is the saddle point. Rule 2 is to reduce game by dominance, and rule 3 is to solve for a mixed strategy. We'll have look over this. We'll have few examples with respect to saddle point also. We'll have more examples on saddle point because according to our prescribed syllabus, only saddle point is there for you. But we'll have an overall discussion for the rules of game theory for all the three uh, rules. Okay, right. So moving forward, we'll be focusing mainly on the saddle point here. Fine, that is the first rule, saddle point method. Now, in the saddle point method, uh, in the matrix for a particular game or any example for a saddle point, the at the right of each row, uh, if there is a matrix, we'll have an example of it. If there is a matrix, then at the right of each row we write down the minimum, minimum of the given values. Let's say we have four values here, right? Okay, let's say we have these four values, and we write down the minimum of the two values in the first row at the right of the each row, and in the bottom we write down the, yeah, this is the right hand side of the row, and this is the bottom of the row. Okay, bottom of the column. At the bottom of each column we write down the column maximum, write down the column which is maximum in the given number, which is here. Okay, and whenever, if there is a element, if these two elements, there are two elements which are equal, or we are getting an element in both the rows which is equal or same, then the corresponding cell is the saddle point, and the value is the value of the game. Okay, so we'll understand this with a simple example. Let's say we have an example here. Okay, let's say we have this simple example that there is a player B and player A with, these are the matrix or table, you can say, right? Now here you can see that there are three negative values and one positive value. Let's say this is okay, just let me divide this thing. This is actually separate, that is first column and second column. Okay, I hope this is understandable. That's fine. Okay, so here in this example you can clearly see that there are three negative values. The uh, first column is negative, first row second column is positive, in the second row both the columns are negative. That's fine. Now, taking this as an example, if you go back to our previous slide which says that the right the right we have to write down the maximum value at the right hand side, or the minimum. We'll go back to our previous slide, that is, we have to write down the row minimum, right? We have to write down the row value which is minimum on the right of each row. Okay, and maximum value has to be written at the bottom of each row. Okay, coming back to the same problem again. Okay, fine, so we have our table here, or a matrix here. Now minimum value, that is -4, right? And in the second row we have minimum as -7. Fine. And when you see the column maximum value, that is -3 here, and in the second column maximum value is +3 here. So you can see there is no common value here. There is no common value that we are landing on. So it becomes question mark, where is the saddle point, right? So the answer is there is no saddle point, right? Because there is no common value here. So we can conclude that it is no common point wherein the value is same. So there is no saddle point. No saddle point exists. No common element. No element which is in the both the lowest in its row and highest in its column. Right. This is important. Lowest in its row and highest in its column. So that's not that. Okay. Taking another example. Now we have a 3 by 3 matrix, 2 by 3 matrix, 3 by 2 matrix. Sorry, 3 rows, 2 columns. Right. In this uh, matrix, you can see there are few negative, few positive values. That is fine. There are two players. Player uh, A value first row first column is 3, first row second column is 2, and so on, right? So basic point here is how to find a saddle point. Now if you go back and check the rule for the saddle point again, here is the row minimum and column maximum. Fine. So that is what we have to focus on in the our current example, right? So this is our example. Okay. So row minimum and column maximum. Now row minimum, here 2 is the minimum value, right? Here 2 is the minimum value. In the second row, minus 3 is the minimum value. In the third row, minus 5 is the minimum value. In the column, maximum value in the common is first column it's 3, second column maximum value is 2. So you can see that 2 is common now. We have 2 coming up, which is common. So here we can conclude that there is a common value 2 at index 1 comma 2, right? 1 comma 2. So we have a saddle point here, so that which is 2. So this is what it looks like the strategy: A row 1 and B column 2. Saddle point is 1 comma 2, that is 2, value is 2. So the value of the game becomes plus 2. If you go back to our previous slide, this here it is written that two elements are, if the two elements are equal, the corresponding cell is saddle point and the value is the value of the game. The value becomes the value of the game. So here 2 becomes the value of the game, right? Moving on, another example, the another example for saddle point, the payoff matrix of a two-person zero-sum game. Taking an example of a 3 by 3 matrix. Now here again you can see the minimum values of the row is written here, and yeah, here for each row, and maximum value is written here for each column likewise, right? And you can see that there is one common value which is 5, right? This 5. So this point here becomes our saddle point, which is E2 comma B2, right? A2 comma B2 becomes our saddle point. Okay. Now moving on to next topic, another important topic, that is minimax or maximin criteria, or a minimax or maximin principle. Now in this minimax and maximin principle, the game matrix is a payoff matrix, right? A game matrix is a payoff matrix for player A. The criteria calls, yeah, the criteria calls for player A is to select the strategy. It can be it can be both a pure strategy or a mixed strategy. But this strategy, the selected strategy that the player A has to select, should be in such a way that this selected strategy has maximizes his minimum gain, and player B select the strategy that minimizes his maximum loss. Please understand this again. Player A, if the game matrix is a payoff matrix for player A, if player A is at a position of a payoff matrix, then for player A, the strategy which it should select, it should maximize his minimum gain. Whatever minimum gain he or she is obtaining should maximize it. Whereas on the other side, player B should select a strategy that minimizes his loss. So it is certain that player A is going to get uh, gain or going to win, but he has to maximize that gain. And player, it is certain that player B is going to lose, but he has to minimize the maximum loss, right? So, in other words, the player A's selection is maximin strategy, and A's gain is miximin or maximin or lower value of the game. Whereas on the other side, the player B selection is minimax strategy, and player B's loss is minimax or the upper value of the game, right? Now, to conclude in a nutshell, the minimax to minimize the maximum loss, which is nothing but a defensive strategy, and maximin is to maximize the minimum gain, right? Please read this carefully. Maximin is to maximize the minimum gain, which is nothing but a offensive strategy. Now, in both the terms, the minimax is equal to maximin. That is for sure, right? Okay. Another just an example to elaborate more on maximin and minimax equilibrium strategy. Let's suppose we have this example wherein you are here and there's another opponent. So this is the given table, right? So in this, the minimum amongst the row is 150, right? If this is your table and minimum amongst the row is 150, and in the second row minimum is minus 10, right? In the third row it is minus 15, which is written here, okay? And maximum in the row, sorry, in the column is 160, 160, and in the second column maximum is 1000. So you can see here the maximum value is 160 in the first column and 1000 in the second column. Fine. Talking about this similar example, or let me introduce you one more term here, that is Nash equilibrium. Definition of Nash equilibrium. Nash equilibrium is, it stands for that, it says that if there is a set of strategies with the property that no player no player can benefit by changing his or her strategy by changing his or her strategy, while the other player keeps their strategy unchanged, right? Keep their strategy unchanged. Please repeat it once again. I'll repeat it once again, that if there is a set of strategies available with the player with the property that no player can benefit by changing his or her strategy while the other player keeps their strategy unchanged, then that set of strategy and the corresponding payoff and the corresponding payoffs constitute the Nash equilibrium. Okay, so that is the understanding on Nash equilibrium. Now, I want you to go through this problem once again and tell me whether this is a Nash equilibrium or no, right? So go through this problem and tell me whether this example that we discussed is a Nash equilibrium or no. That is the assignment for you. Any doubts, anything, please feel free to ask in the comment section or in the uh, our common WhatsApp group. You can text me personally as well or in the group, so that anybody else who's having the same doubt gets clarified. Okay, that's all for today's lecture. Stay tuned for f- further lectures, and that's it. Thank you.